Welcome back. So far, you've learned how to create a stable signal, maintain it as your attention moves, and now we take the next step. Because your body doesn't operate as isolated points, it operates as a system. So up until now, you've been working with 1 point, then 2, but stability doesn't have to stay local. You don't want it to. You want it to expand. So first we need to establish base stability. So we start the same way. If you haven't been following the series, go back to the beginning and learn the basics and then come back here. So let's bring attention into the hands and let the sensation become clear and stable. I'll give you a moment to do that. Okay, now we're going to add the second point. You choose. It could be your shoulder, your chest, your back, a knee. Hold both. Now you're not switching back and forth. You're holding both points. And you're feeling the sensation the same in each point. And if you were practicing last week, you now have it down to a science. Holding 2 points at once should be easy. Okay, now I want you to add a third area. Now when you do this, observe what happens. Does the system hold or does it collapse? Now, at first it may feel unstable. That's not failure because this is new for you, right? That is your system adjusting to organizing across multiple regions at once. Let it unify. So now instead of holding separate points, let them begin to feel connected, not as 3 things, but one field of sensation. So what you might notice is that the boundaries between points may soften. The system might feel more continuous, more solid, or more unified. So for example, I chose my hands as point 1, this shoulder as point 2, and a knee as point 3. And actually I chose the knee on the same side as, or the opposite side of the shoulder. So I have hands, shoulder, and knee on the opposite side. And when I let them feel continuous, I can feel the sensation in all the points, but they're somehow drawing together. So that brings other parts of my body into it. So what's actually happening here? Well, you're no longer stabilizing parts. You're increasing coherence across the system. And the system responds by organizing as a whole. And you know, if you've listened to any of my other videos, you understand that coherence is the basis for almost all psi abilities, healing abilities, anything that you want to promote as a way of life, as a lifestyle, as health, as vigor, as improvement, all requires coherence. So doing this kind of activity is useful for removing full body tension. It's useful for movement, for coordination, for overall stability, and also for increasing your access to intuition, to increased psi abilities, to all the things that you're looking for, because the body works as a system, not isolated pieces. And if psi abilities really run from physiological potential, which I believe they do, then forming coherence in the body allows the body to do more outwardly. So we talked on earlier videos about peripersonal space, which is a scientific term for what the brain maps outside of the body. So the brain projects your nervous system outside of the body. When you are coherent, the information that you receive and that you push into that space is more readable. So let's try this. So, start with your 1 point, add another, then the third, Do it again. And let them become one. Because this is where it shifts from control to organization. And next, we'll explore how this begins to extend beyond your own body into interaction with others, people and things, and your environment.